First of all, I'd like to take a second out to say I'm sorry about some of the quality of the video, not having some video in the background on some of my videos lately. What's happening is we're getting some rain due to a tropical storm here in Florida, and so rain tends to interfere with my internet. Yes, I know, I understand. That is an old-timey problem, but it just does happen. When it rains out, it's a problem for the internet, and so things slow down and my crappy upload speed gets even crappier, so it makes it incredibly difficult to do videos, especially with actual gameplay in the background. But so hopefully things will kind of straighten out in the next couple days, and I'll be able to get some of the videos out and things like that. But I just wanted to give you guys a heads up and say I appreciate you guys sticking around and all that kind of good stuff. What's up? It's me, Crap Gaming, with another video. Make sure you slap that like button for me, huh? Go ahead and do it. Slap that like button, because it's me, Crap Gaming, with another video. I'm always right. I'm never wrong. I've never been wrong about anything. I'm always 100% right. And the sooner you guys know that, and the sooner you slap the like button, the better it is for everybody. So let's get going. Now, what's interesting is here I did a video. A lot of people kind of responded a little bit because I was right. Look, you don't have to be an insider to be right about a lot of these things that are going on. You just have to use some common sense. It doesn't take much time to look into a lot of this stuff as well. So, we have that to kind of go on as well. Now, when it comes to what people wanted, because Microsoft and Nintendo come off actually E3s, that's what they want Sony to do. A lot of people want Sony to do that. Sony's not the Sony of old, whether you think it's because they're arrogant or whether you think whatever the reason. If you ask me, do I think they need to talk a little bit more and what's going on in terms of the games and stuff like that? For sure. I think that they need to go out there and do that, but I also think that they don't have to go out there and do the same thing that Microsoft does. They don't have to be buddy and talk to everybody on Twitter and respond to a million questions. They don't have to do any of that. I feel like as long as they communicate what's going on with their games, and as long as they communicate what's going on with their features and listening to the gamers, I think that it's really all fine, to be honest with you. I think it's great. So I think it's just one of those things that people are just going to have to kind of get used to in terms of what they do, and kind of get used to, right? So what I mean by that is they're not Microsoft, they're not Nintendo. That's how it is. So I wanted to get into this because I thought this was a very interesting topic, and I'm sure you guys probably think so as well. So it's not the big deal that we wanted, but it still looks like, according to multiple sources now, that we're going to get a couple of big things. Okay, the main thing that I think is huge, and you might go, whoa, how is this huge? Well, a game that sold 125, 150 million copies, having a PS5 version and announced on PS5 is a huge deal. So this is a rumor right now. Grand Theft Auto 5 PS5 trailer to debut, which would be huge. According to this, it will reportedly play host to a full trailer for Grand Theft Auto 5 PS5, which fits in with the format holder's confirmation that the event will offer updates on third-party titles. That's at least according to this, which correctly outed the July 8th, which isn't a big deal because I did that too, for new State of Play event. It also claimed the GTA 5 expanded and enhanced will be showcased there in trailer form, which would mark the first time we've seen it in action. With the source having been proven right, it definitely gives the latest chatter a bit more weight. Still, as always, it's best to consume this with a heavy dose of salt for the time being. Sony confirmed that the State of Play event will play host to a 9-minute update of Deathloop, as well as update on indie titles. God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West will not be shown there, sadly, which I already kind of confirmed that as well. So, look, you might go, well, GTA 5, who cares about that? Listen, I think that a lot of people care about that, given how many people are going to be playing that. Look, you aren't going to see a new GTA, for how long? Like, honestly, who knows? Maybe 2025. Man, we might be seeing some of those Xbox exclusives before that particular point. But yeah, it's very interesting to see how this kind of all comes about. I also got to say, I absolutely love the fact that it's a game that people like and that people love and that people play a lot already. So yeah, it's very interesting. I find it to be a very cool thing. Is it something that I'm super interested in? I own the game. If it's a free upgrade or whatever, it's probably not, by the way, because this is GTA. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. But going along with the rumored stuff, And I did talk about this yesterday. I want everybody to know. But now we have another person saying that this is going to happen, that the God of War Ragnarok trailer rumored to be part of a big PlayStation event next month. When will we finally get a first peek at the next God of War? Well, God of War Ragnarok, which may or may not ship under that exact name, was originally supposed to arrive in 2021. So Sony Santa Monica should have something to show us by now. According to the new rumor, they do. The latest scuttlebutt comes courtesy of this I don't want to say insider, who has accurately leaked details and dates of recent PlayStation events. And according to them, the first real God of War Ragnarok trailer would be revealed in August during a big PlayStation event that will largely focus on first-party content. The leaker also says that we'll be getting more Horizon Forbidden West information sometime this summer, although it isn't clear if it will be included in the same event as the God of War reveal. Of course, take it all with a grain of salt. Thankfully, it doesn't look like we're going to have to wait too long to see if it pans out. In the meantime, we do have the State of Play coming tomorrow. The show is going to be largely focuses on Arcane's upcoming PS5 exclusive Deathloop, as well as some other third-party games and indies. Sony has specifically said the event won't focus on big first-party titles like God of War or Gran Turismo 7, so keep your expectations in check. I cannot tell you people enough. Please, please, please keep your expectations in check. Pretend you're an Xbox fan for once, right? And don't overhype this. This is not going to be a big deal. It's going to be, it's not going to be a huge deal. So please, just keep it, 100, that we're not going to get like a huge announcement of stuff. There's not going to be the big AAA stuff that a lot of people want. So just keep that in mind as we go forward, because it's very important to keep that and keep your expectations in check, because we're in charge of our own sort of expectations, right? So I think that's super important to remember, and that's super important to kind of keep an eye out on. We're all gamers and we all have high expectations, but sometimes it's okay to kind of keep things in check and keep expectations in check. That not everything has to be some huge surprise megaton, you know what I mean? And just, enjoy the gaming, enjoy the fun things that gaming has to offer. It doesn't all have to be, that huge amazing thing, and I know a lot of people are going to be upset by that comment, but look how many years it took Microsoft to even deliver an average E3. It took like, what, 5, 6, 7 years? I mean, honestly, if you think about it, it's crazy the way that kind of came about, and the way that it wasn't even a great E3 this past year, but it's just one of those things where, people thought it was better probably than it actually is, simply for the fact that, the previous ones were just complete and utter trash. So, we do got to kind of keep that in mind as well. That's sort of how I thought about it anyway. It's like, I didn't think that it was a fantastically amazing E3. I just thought that, compared to some of the other ones that we've seen lately, that it was complete trash, that this one was pretty decent. So yeah, that's sort of how I looked at things. Now I know other people probably look at things a little bit differently than I do, but again, for me, I think it comes down to what do you see that realistically kind of showcases what you're after, right? So what I mean by that, and I was just talking about this on social media, is if you're a Nintendo fan, you probably like what Nintendo shows. If you're an Xbox fan, you probably like what Xbox shows. Case in point, there was that cringy all-for-one video that they did for Game Pass. The most cringy crap I've ever seen in my life. It reminds me of the terrible E3s of yesteryear, where they'd have like Usher come out and sing a song or whatever, when all we wanted to see was exclusive games, right? So you gotta have I can't get next to that, right? So for me, what Microsoft showed, I have no interest mostly in a lot of these online or these co-op type of games, because they don't really interest me as much anymore these days. Whereas on the PlayStation side, I have great interest in the Horizon Forbidden West and the God of Wars and the Kennas and that kind of stuff. So for me, that's what it comes down to. It's just preference. So I can understand why people like what Microsoft shows or like what Nintendo shows, but at the same time, I can completely understand why people just thought it was average, and it really just comes down to what we kind of have as a personal opinion on these things. So for me, that's just how I kind of get into this. It's like, I understand why some people would like this stuff, and I understand why some people wouldn't. I think it's very kind of it's okay to go either way on that. I think it's perfectly fine to like what these companies show. It's perfectly fine to be disappointed and ask for better. I sure as hell do. So, you know, with that being said, I will link this stuff in the description. You guys can check it out. Let me know what you fine folks think. All I ask is a simple like, slap it. Thanks for watching. Crapgamer out.